All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, sure. I want to get right to it because I know we don't have a lot of time. But before I get started with the questions, I want to say one thing, and then I'm going to say the second statement for the end of the interview, okay? But, so, yeah, first off, you are my favorite rapper, and I'm not just saying that because we're on the call, but I want to let you know.
Hey.
Yeah, when I started writing for the source, my editor, she sent me an email, and she's like, Mo, as I'm editing your articles, it's like a lot of heavy praise for Nipsey, and it's really noticeable. And I just want you to know, like, it's a strict no-no to be working under the table with the artists and writing articles too. And I'm just like, nah, I promise you, I don't have no affiliation with Nipsey's camp. But I just wanted to let you know that because I've been on this marathon with you, and I'm proud of you and where you're taking it and where you've been taking us with it, you know?
I love that. Thank you. That's love.
No problem. But, okay, so me as a journalist, I'm not nearly as busy as you, but I mean, I'm always trying to study my craft and stuff. And, you know, I just always wonder, trying to figure out what tactics the great use to manage their time, because I just feel like it's not even enough hours in a day for me. But my question to you is, like, while you were on the come up, you know, not even as established as you are now, how did you find the time to work to make ends meet before rap was paying the bills, but still study your craft in this industry just because, you know, it's very obvious you set aside a lot of time to study it and read books and just work on your passion while still maintaining a personal life, even if you were able to do that?
It was like starts at the time where I didn't really have no social life. Cause I had to figure out where I could cut the fat. And so it was like, it'll be a 3-month, 6-month period where, you know, I don't see nobody but my engineers and whoever's coming through the studio. And I seen like an old clip of Birdman he was like talking about, he was like, you know, I used to tell all my artists, we got to make the studio the block. And everything we do, we got to do it at the studio. If we don't hang out with some girls, we got to do it at the studio. If we going to work out, we got to work out at the studio. If we going to eat, we got to eat at the studio. And so I took a lot of insight from that. And I'm just like, you know, we gotta make the workplace as sociable and comfortable and entertaining as we can make it, because, you know, we got to leave doing things. We're not going to be able to really get an edge on ourselves and also on the competition. But it was just about sacrificing, you know, at times in like teenage years and early 20s, and it was all about just living and having fun. We was really still working. And, you know, I would question that at times and be like, damn, am I kind of like wasting these moments? But in hindsight, that was what it took. It was the moment to get ahead and distinguish ourselves. So, like, it was about the sacrifice. You know, what could you possibly give up? And then after you give that up, what else can you give up to keep, you know, gaining advantage? And not in a competitive way, but in like, you know, over yourself. And just like you said, master your 24 hours. And I've had moments when it was real effective. And when I look at them, it was like, you know, my core responsibilities, handle them first early in the morning and then work. You know what I mean? And then have a cutoff time where I say, all right, I've done all my work for today. And then, you know, take some type of input where it's like read a book, watch a documentary, talk to somebody smart, just make sure I'm getting better every day. And, you know, I started to enjoy that. That started to become like entertainment, and the progress became more of a adrenaline rush and more of like an excitement than like whatever I felt I was sacrificing, you know?
Definitely. And that particular method of time management that you just explained, is it different now that you are an established artist? Because I know time is even more scarce for you now.
I think that it's about having the discipline to find out your most effective return on your energy. You know, for me, I could do a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats in my movement. You know, I do a lot of the marketing, I do a lot of the business, I do a lot of the think tank. But the most effective return on my energy is going to the studio. If I'm in that booth, I can do something in that moment that changes my life forever at any moment. You know what I mean? As much as I can be creative on the marketing, as much as I can be creative on the business, the return can't be rivaled with what I can get out of being in that booth. And so I think it's about really identifying the highest potential return on your energy and concentrating your energy there and spending as much time there as possible.
Okay, I love that. I always tell people you're my favorite rapper because of your financial intelligence. You know, I feel like you know how to make money. If you weren't a rapper, we would still know Nipsey Hussle, and you would still be very, very well off. So what advice could you give as far as profitable outlets and options for black men to begin exploring to make money? And, like, what advice do you plan on giving Cross when he's finally old enough to understand money and savings and investing? Like, what's the first set of advice you're going to give to him?
Man, that's a good question. I think the most effective thing is to be, be a worker first. You got to just commit yourself to working every day. And then I think the next step is to figure out how not to have your work leveraged by other people. You know, I read a book early on when I was young. It's called Political Economy. And what it said is it just broke down the United States, wage formula, the way that the wages are determined. So a company at the highest level of their business strategy, they determine how much they can pay their employees based on a multiple. So the multiple is usually 10x, and they'll say, all right, whatever that labor is worth, pay them 1/10 of that. So if your labor is worth $100 an hour, they give you 10 based on the political equation. And when I read that, I'm like, damn, it's really a trap. You know, we got to think entrepreneurial because, you know, somebody's going to leverage our energy. And, you know, you factor in taxes and living expenses, and it's kind of a doomsday scenario if you don't, take steps to create your own enterprise. So whatever it is, if it was like washing cars, shining shoes, if it's yours, you got your hands on the steering wheel and then build off of that. You know what I mean? And, one thing I used to say is that a lot of people I grew up with had too much profit to do certain things, but they didn't have too much pride to be broke. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell my son, the pride of working and the pride of ownership and being, in control. You could have a glamorous position somewhere, or you can be in a roll your sleeves up dishwashing type of situation for your own thing. And I would always suggest the choosing the less glamorous, the one that you got your hand in the steering wheel. And because there's no ceiling, there's no formula working against your progress. The upward mobility is based on how clever and how creative you can, wiggle and maneuver. So I would just say always have an entrepreneurial mindset and leverage all of your resources toward creating something that you own and control.
Definitely. Any particular financial mistakes that you may have made early on, maybe once, or maybe even repeatedly that you eventually learned from?
The first thing you're going to learn is stop living above your means. We from a culture that glorifies spending and that glorifies, just blowing money. Mm-hmm. And like living for the moment and turn up and all of these phrases that we subscribe to, and that shit is going to kill us. So I'm not exempt from being influenced by that lifestyle and being influenced by the go to the strip club and throw the money, buy bottles in the club for 10 times the price of what they cost at the store, buy all these designers. You know what I mean? I did everything. And I realized, we victims of our culture. Because you don't got the same culture. These dudes, you know what I mean? They go to, these dudes go to Kmart to buy their shoes. No disrespect to Kmart. You know what I mean? These dudes be worth multiple millions. And they, you know what I mean? They don't wear it. They build their accounts up. They set their family up. They set their generations up. And you don't hear about them going broke and falling off because of that. And they don't even got no pressure from the culture they exist in. It ain't no pressure on them. You never hear about no strip club in different cultures. You don't hear about going to the club buying bottles. You don't even hear that shit. You hear about owning clubs. You know what I mean? And like, it's just a different pressure. Yeah, it's a different pressure that's put on us. So I think just being able to be outside of that expectation. As soon as you get some money, they got expectations for you. You need to get a car, All of the expectations they put on you is not in alignment with what's going to keep you wealthy and create wealth, you know what I mean, that you can pass down. So I think just, to answer the question, living above my means, spending more than you're supposed to spend. One of my business partners gave me a way of looking at it. He was like, you gotta look at your lifetime earning potential. Whatever you think you're gonna make over the course of your whole life, and then you gotta cut that in half because you gotta give half of that to the IRS. So if you make $100 million, and that's a crazy lifetime earning potential. But if you can make $100 million, most people don't think they can spend $70 million, $50 million. You can't spend that because you got to get an IRS 50.
Right.
And then after that 50, you got to live off something. People, how many people live off 30% of their income? People live off 80%, 90%, 99% of their income. So if you could manage to live off 30% of your income, you get 50% to the IRS. You only could invest and save 20% of that. So you make $100 million. All you really got to set your whole family up is $20 million. And how many people make $100 million? You got people that lifetime earning is $2 million.
Right.
And they go into the club spending $5,000. They go to Barney's and spend $2,500 on a pair of jeans, and that's what's gonna kill us. So I think that just getting somebody that comes from that world, because we don't got them uncles and them parents that have been successful financially. So we got to go search that out and get that information from other people. That's the good thing about music. People will talk to you. You got a little celebrity factor. They'll give you the game. But as just a regular young person from the street, you got to really search that type of info out.
Right. I mean, I feel like you're the only one giving the game like that, so that's why I appreciate it. But
I feel like it's a crime. It's not to. It's a crime because I found myself confused. And then when I got the game, I'm like, why they put us through college in school and they don't teach you about taxes? Not one.
Exactly.
They don't teach you about these things that's practical that everybody got to deal with, and they want you to learn the hard way. So I'm like, if we can influence, sprinkle the knowledge in the music and just sprinkle the game in the music, we're supposed to. We have to.
Definitely. So technically, you were already a music executive, like in your own right. You made it your duty to be very knowledgeable about this industry. And is there anything new that you picked up or that you've learned or just been enlightened on that only such a partnership with Atlantic could teach you?
You said that only, I couldn't hear the last part, only what could teach you?
Only a partnership with Atlantic could teach you. So, you've been doing your own thing, and I know you know a lot about this industry, but have you learned anything new that this partnership with Atlantic taught you or, brought you some new lessons and experiences?
Definitely. I saw the interior mechanics of the label as they roll the album out. Just what we're doing now. I'm learning as we go. The whole process is different to do, a release as an indie than as a release. I mean, to do a release in a major label situation. You got so many people mobilizing. You got press people like, Brittany. You got tech people that just constantly working on social media engagement and creating different ways to spike the engagement online. You got marketing people, you got radio people that's activating, and it's just different. You know what I mean? And then you got a budget that's not going to run dry. As successful as you can be as an indie, you got to really, really manage the resources because, you're dealing with your own check. So outside of, whatever the manufacturing costs of the posters, the studio expenses, the features, you still got to pay rent and you got to pay, your team, and you got to have your own personal overhead taken care of. So, it get really expensive. So just a combination of those things, I'm seeing how this rollout is being executed, and I'm just learning, how important it is to have 250 people on staff that's focused and that wakes up every morning on task. And, having a radio department that's been in the game for years and got relationships and got other hit records that just delivered that they can leverage for your records. It's just a lot.
Yeah. I know when you announced the album in November that it was coming in February, even though you're my favorite rapper, I'm sitting here thinking, like, what is he going to do from November to February to really
Right.
make this boom? And I've been so impressed with the rollout. Like, it's the best rollout I ever seen by anybody. realistically?
No, that's big. That's big. That's a great compliment. Thank you.
No problem. So, okay, you've been in the game for 10 or so years, 10 plus years, and it's all been progressive and uphill for you, at least steady, but nothing been downhill. And there's been a lot of artists who had their run, had their moment, been hot, and they've been in and out within less than 3 years. So, like, what's the secret to your longevity and advice that you'll give to up-and-coming artists on building a sustainable career and not a temporary one?
I think it's like a relationship. If you don't violate key principles, like if you don't really like with a person, what make a person stay fucking with you for 10 years? Mm-hmm. What makes a person, keep picking your call up and keep, tapping in with you? It's because of the way you handle the relationship. I think it's the same with fans and with music. It's like you don't do no goofy shit. You don't violate what you stand for. You don't, misrepresent who you are perceived to be. You show growth and you show progress. I think that's the biggest thing. Is to I always be like, still water is their water. You know what I mean? You gotta be flowing water. You gotta make progress. You gotta be making moves and stepping forward and taking people somewhere. And I think like just being honorable and being solid go a long way. So like you said, a lot of people had records and moments of being hot, but then they do goofy shit that make you so turned off that you like, I can't even value the music no more. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just based on relationship principles. And like, it's like a reputation. The same thing that'll make you good in the streets. It's like how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? You ain't never told on nobody. You ain't never got marked out. You ain't never done no buster shit. It'll make it to where you good. You solid where you stand. And I think that applies to more than just music or the streets. That just apply to humans. It's like people will respect you on how you conduct yourself. And we don't listen to people we don't respect. I don't. I'm sure it's very hard to listen to somebody you don't respect, regardless how good it sounds aesthetically. You're like, this dude is a clown. This girl is a clown. I don't want anything coming out of her mouth.
Okay. On Twitter a few days ago, you asked your followers to tweet their favorite song, favorite verse, and favorite overall project. And I just want to ask you the same thing. What's your favorite, like from your own catalog, favorite song, favorite verse, favorite overall project?
That's hard to do. That's hard for me to do. I think my overall favorite project is probably the Marathon. Okay. Because how pure that is to me. You know what I mean? In the space I was in when I was writing records, it was like my back was really against the wall, and I put a lot of good feelings into that album. My favorite song, I don't know. That's rough. That's a hard one. I can't. Maybe, and it's not because of the technical and like the lyrical performance. It's just because of the feeling. Maybe the record off Nipsey Money called "That's How I Knew." Maybe Face the World, maybe off Crenshaw, maybe Bigger Than Life off the Marathon. It's a few that's really important to me. All Get Right off Crenshaw is really one of my favorite energies. And then my favorite verse probably be the second verse on Face the World. I would say that.
Okay, cool. I'm going to tell you my favorite verse is the You Don't Got a Clue song because I feel like it's just one big long verse. You didn't have a chorus on there. And,
that was super real too.
Yeah, I love that. It was so passionate and it was just so real on many aspects, not even just on a rap level, on a life level. It was just so real. And favorite song is Bigger Than Life, just like you just said. That's my favorite song. And I feel like a lot of people, they don't find that at the end of, it's at the end of, I don't know which song. Yeah, but it's like a few minutes in between. And then favorite overall project is actually Mailbox Money.
That's right. Yeah. Mailbox Money classic to me too, just based on what the concept behind it is. I think that's just a powerful message that's in skits and just in the whole presentation of the title and everything.
Definitely. Okay, so it's a lot of power in fine-tuned approaches and just mastering one thing rather than trying to do a lot. What would you say is one thing we can always count on when it comes to Nipsey Hussle and your music and your career?
Man, I think that it's it's a story. It's and, you know, it's based on a story. It's based on something that happened. You know, and I'm not gonna stray away from that, and I ain't gonna embellish and add to it. I'm gonna stick to what really happened and just revolve around the story. I think that's what's been most effective and made people respect it and connect to it the most, because you know, it's a lot of people could vouch for it. I'm saying in them songs, and even if you know it's not a direct feedback, I know that it's people that's been there with me, and when they hear certain things, they're like, "No, that's the truth." And I know that, you know, then people that have been watching from the outside looking in, and they'll hear the music like, "No, that's he's not lying. He's not trying to entertain or big himself up. That's really what took place." You know, so. And I noticed, too, that all my songs, throughout my mixtapes and all like that connected was the ones that was talking about, that connected to life, that connected to real situations. All the ones that I was just in rapping mode trying to rap, they, you know, that shit goes, it flows to the bottom. But the ones that was based on experience in life and just turn that experience into words and into songs, them become timeless. It's like a story you could tell about 20 years ago. Your granny would tell you an old story, and you can still laugh at what happened because that shit really is about it. It took place. You know what I mean? And you could get mad or feel whatever she was feeling based on that really happened. So I think, like, yeah, it's going to revolve around what took place. And that, to me, what happened was so unbelievable and, you know, it's so hard to do that I don't feel like I got to go nowhere else for the content. It's so much of a rich story of what happened. It might take me 10 hours to get through everything, to really explain what really took place and the decisions and the mindset and the feelings and the emotions and everything that went with it.
Yeah, authenticity pays.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so in that same regard, what exactly are we going to get differently with Victory Lap that we've never gotten from Nipsey before?
I think a couple things. The production is all the way next level on the album. It's a clear elevation from our mixtapes on all levels, on the vocal production, on the music, on just how selected we were with features, how selected we were with the words. It was just really a higher standard on what the hook is saying, what the verse is saying, you know, how they all work together, what the concept of the record is. It's really concise. It don't really stray from the concept of the album. Every song reinforces in a different way. I think when you hear any of them songs, you're gonna be like, yeah, this belongs on Victory Lap. Yeah, this makes sense. This belongs. I think that you know, just I went into detail about a lot of things too, as far as my life and just stories. You know what I'm saying? Things I might have just touched on vaguely. I went into detail and really dug into the concept of what happened. You know, and just the overall mood of the album. It started off one way, it go into a vibe in the middle, and then it closed out a certain way that, you know, I think you'll be able to be held the whole project. I don't think you're going to skip nothing. I think the order of the songs make a lot of sense. They play off each other. I think it's just elevated in all respects.
Okay, dope. So that second thing I wanted to tell you, I know you meet a lot of people, but back in 2015, you came to Houston and you had a meet and greet at a little apparel shop before you had your show at House
SF2.
You remember that?
You talking about SF2, right? With what's the girl name? Teresa, right?
I'm not sure the girl, but I just came just as a fan, you know, as a spectator or whatever. And when it was my time to come up and get my picture, I started talking to you and asking you if I could do a quick interview with you right after. And you were like, right. Man, you'll have to talk to my role manager about that because he does all my booking in regards to the timing and everything, and I don't know what my schedule's looking like. And
right.
I went to talk to him, and we weren't able to do it then, but here we are now, and this is just a really dope full circle moment for me. And like I said, I'm very proud of you. And just since I've been on this marathon with you, I just want to know what comes after this victory lap we're running.
Man, I mean, I would love to tell you. I got a title in mind. I don't want to say it too soon because I don't want to take the attention off this. But I got a dope follow up, you know, for this one. But the marathon is not, you know, I wouldn't say that this album mean that concept. I'm not gonna rep the concept no more. My whole brand is built off of the marathon. My store, my clothing, my marketing company, all of it revolves around the marathon concept. So I think that we just gonna complete the musical chapter of it, and we're gonna go into a different direction in terms of what we title on the project. But as far as the concept of being, staying down, endurance, and not quitting and looking at it as a long-term thing, that's going to endure my whole career, my whole life. I'm going to live by that. Because that's something that I really live by. Even before music, having run into the police and thinking you're about to get washed up and then somehow coming home, you'd be like, the marathon continues, this shit don't stop. And, I think that it's going to still apply after this project. It ain't going to be over.
Definitely. Well, that's all I got for you. I really appreciate this.
Nah, thank you. And I'm glad we got to lock in. After, 8 years? I was 10? Maybe 11?
No, it was 2015, so it's been 3 years, almost 4 years. It was April 2015.
Okay. Yeah, well, shit, we locked in, man. I appreciate you. And let's do it again for the next project.
We definitely will. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mariah.
All right.
Thank you, Brittany.
Okay, bye-bye.